Welcome back to Stocklabs for another market recap. We just finished second week of April on the 14th, and it was kind of a choppy week for the market overall. I mean, nothing too crazy happening. We're kind of just like been in the same range for a couple weeks now. Started the week soft and then closed, Thursday, Friday on the higher side. So overall, market basically went nowhere. Slightly up by the time the close Friday came around. But yeah, so indices, Russell led up 1.5%, Dow not far behind, up 1.2%, S&P up 0.8, and the Qs basically flat, up 17 basis points. So not a whole lot. Actually, Qs were red, I think 4 out of the 5 days. Thursday was big up day. We were at the weekly lows on the Wednesday close, and then big up day on Thursday, and then kind of just a choppy day on Friday to close it out. But yeah, I mean, green across the board, just looking at the sort of headline numbers here. Bonds, bad week, down 3.2%. Gold, flat. So gold's been hanging in, had sort of a big breakout recently, and it's consolidating that a little bit. But I mean, gold's been a good trade for a while now. And crude oil was up 2.6%. So the crude trade has kind of firmed up a bit since the Saudis and OPEC Plus overall have announced production cuts, for this year. And that's about it. Okay, nobody trades EM, so who cares? And let's look at our leadership stocks. They were a bit more, these were really strong for a couple weeks, but they were a bit more mixed this week. So Meta was up 2.5%. Meta continues to get rewarded for laying people off, slashing costs, even though their metaverse project is just hemorrhaging money. Nobody cares right now. Stock's up from, I think, 90-ish, 80s, 90s to, 220 now. This is like 52-week highs, so pretty good year for Meta so far. Amazon, flattish. Google, flattish. Rest of these were basically flat. Netflix down a little bit. NVIDIA down 1%. Okay, semis. NVIDIA has been pretty good trade as well for this year. And as you can see, up 83%. I mean, it's the top of this bunch. Oh, and Meta as well. So they're kind of racing. And Microsoft down 2%, which is the laggard now, along with Netflix. Google had a nice week a couple weeks ago. It's up kind of in the middle of the pack now. So, this seems to be just like, rotating around these. 1 week, one takes a break, another week, it's another one leading or whatever. But, they're all basically hanging in there. If we look at breadth by industry, mildly bullish across the board. Yeah, utilities were down 0.6. Tech was mostly flat. I mean, this is basically the NASDAQ performance. NASDAQ was 20 bips to the upside. Median tech stock was slightly better, up 40 bips. Industrials, good week, up 2.8%. Basic materials, strong, up 2.5%. And the rest were kind of middling. Okay, services were up 2%. That's pretty good. But the rest, financials, consumer, healthcare, kind of middling. And if we look at the subsectors, there's not a whole lot really like busting loose here, but there's a decent amount that are at least moving up somewhat. So leaders this past week were copper. We've got some shipping and tankers up here sort of leading. And, you see a lot of sort of real economy type stocks here. So, I mean, maybe the recession stuff is starting to get priced out of the market. People are rotating into some more economically sensitive sectors. So we'll see. And on the downside, really have nothing that did too poorly. There are some red sectors, but nothing was really like motivated selling. Okay, some of these REITs were a little bit on the downside, and you see some of the banks are still sort of on the weaker side, but they're not blowing out or anything. So pretty steady. And if we look at breadth by market cap, our $1 to $5 billion stocks up 1.7%. Pretty good. 5 to 10 billion. Okay. That is 2%. So actually the 1 to 10 billion group outperformed the Russell. Russell was 1.5 or something. Got large caps 10 to 50 billion, up 1.5. Mega caps 50 to 100 billion, also up 1.5. And Terra caps 100 billion plus, up 1%. So better than the market overall. You could sort of see that the the Nasdaq was up 0.2, S&P was up 0.8, but your average stock was up 1 to 1.5%. So a little bit of underlying strength in the market from this vantage point. And if we look at intelligence for this week, we've got a decent amount of things on here. So this is banks. So bullish banks, bullish Brazil, short silver, short the bond market. High beta should be bullish, real estate bearish, tech bullish. Okay, these treasury ETFs looks like I think this is a bear ETF. This is a bull ETF. So treasuries may be more choppy than anything. Also tech, we have 2 tech ones on here. So TECL, TECS, they're both on here. So tech may be a lot of nothing this week. Short crude is bullish. So maybe crude takes a break. And China, let's just ignore China. So if we look on the downside, we've got natty gas, bearish as per usual. Gold miner, this is bearish. Gold miners is bearish. So bullish gold miners, some sort of credit thing. You can ignore that. Labu biotech, bearish. Cloud, bearish. Short financials is bearish, so bullish financials. And ARK, bearish. So maybe tech, looks like tech's going to be a little bit on the soft side. Probably get like another week, sort of like last week, where we're sort of characterized by some of the more economically sensitive stuff, sort of grabbing some money. You can see this oscillator has gone nowhere. It's just basically chop. I mean, the indices overall are trending slightly higher last couple months, but really, okay, we're in April. We're not too far above the February highs. So like last 2 months, it's been a big range, but not much progress being made. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, this week most likely we'll start off bullish. I mean, end of the week was a bullish week. I mean, it's kind of second week in a row. Bears thought they had the market sort of in the bag, first half of the week, and they got sort of squeezed Thursday, Friday. Probably will continue on some upside Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. Just because, we're going to have to find where the sellers are going to be more motivated. So if it's at higher levels, it'll be at higher levels. But bears haven't been able to push the market down too far these last couple weeks at the start of the week. So expect a little bit more continuation to the upside early this week. And from there, we'll see. I mean, maybe sellers step in at that point and actually stick with it instead of just sort of 1 or 2 day deal. So yeah, as always, keep an eye on things around economic releases. I didn't look at the calendar before this, so I don't know what's coming out, but I'm assuming that there's going to be some Fed speakers talking trash, and yeah, we'll see. Get claim stuff toward the end of the week usually. That's a big, I mean, it's not big, but people focus on it. So, yeah, pretty good week this past week for markets. I mean, uneventful. And yeah, we're kind of approaching the summer doldrums ish. So expect some activity before the doldrums kick in, as in some trading activity with people getting their positions set for the summer. But overall, I'm expecting more of the same this week. So yeah, that's all from me. And talk to you guys next week. Bye.